Hello everyone, welcome to BioLessons. In today's class, we will be discussing about a very important NEET topic, that is double circulation. So what's inside this video? We are going to cover all the NCERT concepts line by line along with the diagram, which is integrated with the diagram. Okay. Also, we are going to look at different PYQ areas and important PYQ liners. So let's dive into the topic. If you consider human beings, they have a closed type of circulatory system. That is, the blood is present and passes through a fixed route, that is the blood vessels. Clear? Now these blood vessels can be arteries, which carry pure or oxygenated blood, or veins which carry the impure or the deoxygenated blood. Coming to structure of arteries and veins, both of them, they have a three-layered structure. The outermost tunica externa, middle tunica media, and innermost is the tunica intima. This tunica intima, which is the innermost layer, is in direct contact with the blood. That is why its structure should be such that it allows the smooth flow of the blood, or the friction should be minimum. So, it is made up of squamous endothelium, which has a smooth surface and allows the blood to flow nicely. Clear? Now, tunica media, which is the middle layer, it is made up of smooth muscle and elastic fiber. Look, when the blood flows through the heart to the arteries, then it flows in a very high pressure. So the vessels, if it has to withstand that pressure, they need to be able to stretch themselves. That is why they have smooth muscle and elastic fibers which have the ability to stretch themselves and help in controlling the diameter. Now here it is important to note that tunica media for the arteries is thicker in comparison to the veins. Why so? Because look, arteries, they have to collect the oxygenated blood which comes in very high pressure. So in order to withstand that high pressure, obviously they have to have more of smooth muscle and elastic fiber or thicker tunica media. But if you see veins, they just collect the deoxygenated blood. Now that does not come in that high pressure in comparison to arteries. So they have a thinner tunica media. The outermost layer, if you see, which is next, is the tunica externa. It is made up of collagen fiber and is fibrous in nature. Now, why it is made up of collagen fiber? Look, now the tunica media has the capacity to stretch itself under high pressure. Now, that should be something which is able to stop the overstretching of the blood vessels. So, here collagen come into picture. The collagen fiber is very tough and it helps the overstretching of the blood vessels, or it provides the strength to the blood vessels, and that is why it is present in the outermost or the tunica externa layer. Clear? So here you have to pay attention to what is the correct layer of vessel arrangement. Second, what is the composition of each layer. Then tunica media is very important. It has come in NEET 2017, 13 as well as 16. That which layer is made up of elastic fiber. Why arteries have a thicker tunica media. That part is very important. Now let's look into the next slide, which is on double circulation. Let us now come to double circulation. Now circulation is the flow of the blood. Double circulation means in one complete cycle, blood has to pass through the heart 2 times or twice. Okay, it consists of 2 different sequential pathways, a short pulmonary circuit and a long systemic circuit. Okay, now this pulmonary circulation involves the lungs and the heart, where the deoxygenated blood from the heart is pumped to the lungs, where the gaseous exchange takes place, and again oxygenated blood is pumped back to the heart. This is your pulmonary circuit. Second is the systemic circulation, which involves heart and the body. Here what happens, the oxygenated blood is pumped from the heart to the body where it is supplied to the tissues. The deoxygenated blood which has been produced by the tissues is pumped back to the heart. This constitutes the systemic circuit. Is that clear? This type of circulation, which is present in the higher organisms or mammals, ensures that there is high metabolic efficiency, and also there is complete separation of oxygenated as well as the deoxygenated blood. I hope you are clear with the concept. Generally, the PYQs from this area, they come from what is the advantage of double circulation, where it is seen. Advantage, I already discussed, complete separation of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood, high metabolic efficiency. Where it is seen? In case of mammals, right? Complete separation occurs in, you have to write double circulation. Is that clear? So this slide is very important. We will understand double circulation in detail here. Pay attention to what is the purpose of pulmonary and systemic circulation, what is the flow of the blood, okay, and what are the blood vessels through which right atrium and left atrium receive the blood, and right ventricle and left ventricle pump the blood. Okay, those are the points which you need to pay attention. Let us come to pulmonary circulation. Now, purpose of pulmonary circulation is to transport the deoxygenated blood to the lungs where the gaseous exchange will take place and oxygenated blood will be pumped back to the heart. So, it involves only the heart and the lungs. It is a short pathway. Let us now come to the flow of the blood. So here the deoxygenated blood is passed first from the right ventricle. Important point here is what accepts the deoxygenated blood from the right ventricle, or right ventricle pumps the deoxygenated blood to which artery or which vein. So different options will be given. So you should know that right ventricle pumps the deoxygenated blood to pulmonary artery. Okay, pulmonary artery is the only artery which carries deoxygenated blood. Okay, again important point, this pulmonary artery carries the deoxygenated blood to which organ? To the lungs. Okay, so deoxygenated blood is pumped from the right ventricle and then it is pumped to the pulmonary artery through which it reaches the lungs. In the lungs, the gaseous exchange takes place and oxygenated blood is pumped. So oxygenated blood is pumped from the lungs through pulmonary veins. Okay, that's very important again. So these pulmonary veins transports the blood to the left atrium. So again question can be asked, left atrium receives the blood from pulmonary veins. Okay, very important. Now pulmonary vein is also the only vein which carries the oxygenated blood. Okay. Now come to the systemic circulation. Now systemic circulation, the purpose is to transport oxygenated blood to the tissue and carry out the deoxygenated blood back to the heart. Now how does the flow take place? Let us see here. It is a bigger circuit, takes longer time. Now the left ventricle has received the oxygenated blood from the left atrium. Now this left ventricle, it pumps the blood to the aorta. Now this aorta, it pumps back the blood to the arteries, and from the arteries it goes to the arterioles and then to the capillaries. Here the tissues, they take up the oxygen, and the carbon dioxide released are given back to the venules, and from the venules the deoxygenated blood come to the veins, and from the veins it come to the vena cava. Now superior vena cava get the deoxygenated blood from the upper part of the body, and inferior vena cava get the deoxygenated blood from the lower part of the body. So this vena cava, combiningly superior and inferior, they give deoxygenated blood to what? To the right atrium. So here the deoxygenated blood from the body parts come through the vena cava or the great veins to the right atrium. So question can be asked, right atrium receives the blood from? Answer should be vena cava. Okay. So this is all about the pulmonary and the systemic circulation combining with the double circulation. I hope you are very clear with the concept. Next topic is hepatic portal system, which is very important from NEET perspective. Okay, this hepatic portal system, it refers to unique vascular connection that is present between the digestive tract and the liver. Now why it is called as portal? Because the blood passes through two capillary beds before returning to the heart. That is why it got its name as portal. One is the capillaries in the intestine. Second is the capillaries in the liver or the sinusoids. So what exactly happens here is, in the intestine, the food is absorbed. So it will have in it nutrients as well as the toxins. So before that kind of blood is transferred to the heart, it needs to be detoxified, nutrients need to be processed, and glucose needs to be regulated. So directly blood from the intestine does not pass to the heart through the inferior vena cava. Rather what happens, from the intestine blood passes to the liver through hepatic portal vein. Here it consists, this portal vein, it consists of two capillary beds, capillaries of intestine, capillaries of liver. Right? Now this blood which reaches the liver from the intestine, here what happens, nutrient processing, detoxification, glucose regulation take place. Okay. Now from the liver, the hepatic vein now carries the deoxygenated blood which is transferred to the heart through the inferior vena cava. Is that clear? So now you understand what is the importance of the hepatic portal system. So here questions have come from different areas. Look here, hepatic portal vein carries blood from intestine, right? Definition of portal system, two capillary system which I already discussed here. Blood from the intestine first goes to liver through hepatic portal system. Then portal system meaning, again it has come in 2011, already we discussed it here. I hope you are clear with the concept here. Next is coronary circulation. Now it is a very simple topic. Coronary circulation refers to the circulatory system or the vascular system specifically for the heart muscles. In common language, it means the blood vessels that supply oxygenated blood to the arteries and carry out deoxygenated blood from them, or the coronary arteries and coronary veins, they together form the coronary circulation. Is that clear? Now PYQs, if you see, it comes from The coronary circulation, what does it refer to? Special vascular system of heart. What is the vessel supplying the myocardium? Different choices would be there. That would be coronary artery. Now, blockage of coronary artery causes myocardial infarction, which has come in NEET 2021. I hope you're clear with this now. This we conclude our lesson. If you found this video to be useful, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and if you have any doubts, please comment below. I would be happy to answer them. Also, I would be tagging a solved PYQs which you can practice, and if you have any doubts, please get back to me. Thank you everyone. Have a very good day.